Mario. The Colts are just getting better and better as each day goes by. They drafted Quiddy Pay. They had a very, very underrated season last year, and they're just getting better. Do you know who they just added to that list, Mario? They added Eric Fisher. So Carson Wentz is going to be getting a lot of protection this year. You know what I mean? They signed him to a 1 year, $9.4 million deal, so nothing too big. Um, this was reported by Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport of NFL Network. But yeah, Mario, the Colts are just getting that much better, and to be honest, and I'll let you start off first, but before I do, you better watch out for this team AFC because this team just might creep up out of nowhere and just whoa.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, first of all, congratulations to Eric Fisher. A little bit about him. He tore his Achilles during a playoff run with the Kansas City Chiefs, in which he was eventually cut. But I mean, obviously, former number one pick. And he's joining in a really good offensive line. You got Ryan Kelly, you got Quentin Nelson. They have a very, very good offensive line, Nate. They have Mark Lewinsky and they have Braden Smith, and this is one of the best offensive lines in the game. They're one of the league's top offensive lines. They were ranked seventh in 2020. And yeah, I mean, Carson Wentz, he has like all the tools to succeed here, Nate. He has all the tools to succeed. He has T.Y. Hilton. He has Michael Pittman. He has Ali Cox. He has a very, very good team, Nate. He does. The offensive line's there. He has Jonathan Taylor and Naheem Hines as running backs. So honestly, Nate, there is no reason why Carson Wentz shouldn't have a breakout season unless obviously he gets hurt. But other than that, there shouldn't be a reason why Carson Wentz doesn't have a breakout or a career season. This could possibly be the chance for Carson Wentz to go back to being an MVP form, back the form that he was in 2017 before getting hurt. And obviously, the Philadelphia Eagles was a very toxic situation. I'm going to be honest. Past few years, Carson Wentz has not been playing that great. But with the Indianapolis Colts, this is the perfect chance to turn his career around. Perfect chance. And he could do it in Indianapolis. The Indianapolis team, they got almost everything you possibly would want in a team. They have a great defense. They have a great offensive line, a great offense. They have a great coach in Frank Reich, who, remind you, was his offensive coordinator in 2017. So he's positioned for a great, great season. And if Frank Reich knows how to turn Carson Wentz into a top quarterback, he's probably going to do it in Indianapolis. Carson Wentz is a young player. Obviously, he's dealt with a lot of injuries, but hopefully he doesn't have to deal with them again. You know. So I mean, yeah, adding Eric Fisher to this lineup, Nate, that is definitely a great, great selection by the Indianapolis Colts. Eric Fisher, I'm going to look up his PFF real quick and his grade. So last year, Eric Fisher, he had a PFF grade of 80, which is actually really, really good, Nate. He played 1,049 snaps. He had 3 penalties and allowed 3 sacks, which I think is very, very good for an offensive lineman. Obviously, an 80 grade is fantastic for an offensive lineman. So the Indianapolis Colts are really getting a great offensive lineman who is a veteran as well. Obviously the Kansas City Chiefs got rid of him and they ended up adding more pieces to the offensive line, which they have done a great job. Obviously, they just got Orlando Brown. Um, but Eric Fisher, he's got that 1 year contract. It's worth around 9 million, a little bit more than that. So, I mean, hey, if he shows a great outing in Indianapolis, he could stay there for a couple more years, if he wanted to, or if this is the last year and that Eric Fisher wants to play in the NFL, so be it. But the Indianapolis Colts definitely have a great offensive lineman here, and they already have a great offensive line. I just expect it to be better. So with that being said, I wish Eric Fisher the best of luck in Indianapolis. Again, I wish Carson Wentz the best of luck in the Colts, and we'll see how good they do this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Best of luck to Eric Fisher and the Colts. The Colts, I've talked about it many times. How they're a top five team in basically everything. They just became a top three team to me. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's a question of how's Carson Wentz gonna do. You know what I mean? Um, and at this point, just like how I said with Sam Donald, how there's officially no excuses for you no more. Same deal with Carson Wentz. There's no more excuses. You got protection. You got offense. You have a great defense backing you up. You have a great special teams unit where, in case if you don't get down the field, they can get it in for you. You know what I mean? So there's no excuses. No, no, none. None. You need to perform. It's just as simple as that. And if he doesn't, I don't know what's gonna happen to him. I know he's under a 2 year contract, so that's more than enough time to prove yourself. But as for Eric Fisher, like you said, he has a grade of 80, which is really fantastic for offensive lineman. And that's something. Carson Wentz is finally given something that he hasn't been given a lot in the last couple of seasons, and that's a team. He hasn't been given protection, which is the source of a lot of his injuries. He hasn't been really given an offense, so there's really not much he could have done. Now you have all of that. Now you have all of that and more. So you need to perform. That's just it's as simple as that. It's what you gotta do. Well, look, other than that though, the Colts have absolutely no issues, or at least I hope they don't. You know what I mean? So with that being said, best of luck to Eric Fisher. Best of luck to Carson Wentz and the Indianapolis Colts, and I can't wait to see what happens with them.